What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Don with Don Fron Trading. We're going to go over the stock market's expected moves for this week. Futures have already opened. We are got a little bit of a red opening. But I'll tell you, like I told my mentorship group, let's just quit. Well, a lot of us have been trying to fight this trend, right? Like, they feel the economy is just not in the best spot. The Feds haven't really U-turned yet, but they did say rates are a little bit more neutral now. But a lot of people thought, like, wow, this red's coming, it's got to come. I was one of them. We just kept grinding up and pushing up. We've seen this move before. Yeah, right back here. They just deleted red candles. Just kept sending it and going. We based out, and then we did drop. But, or maybe it was this move right here. Yeah, we just sent it. Just kept going. One of them. Either way, we've seen it before. Fighting it just sucks, right? If you were one of those people, like I told my mentorship group, if there's more green candles, it's going up. More red candles, it's going down. You can afford to wait for the red candles to show up and then go short. Trying to anticipate that move over and over again, you gotta look back and ask yourself, was it worth it? Because I took a few red days, like Friday for me was red. I ended up letting those positions. I sold some options. They did expire in the money, so not obviously what I wanted to see. But I didn't even manage them. I let them close out just to clear everything out. I'm in one short position, Tesla, which we know my rate there. But I think a lot of people were anticipating because they wanted to be in the move before it happened. And then how much did you lose along the way? Maybe I'm just projecting what I did, but I feel like I've seen a few people doing the same thing. With the power of hindsight, would have been much easier to just kick back, go along, put your feet up on the desk, and just make money. Remember, the stock market is not the real market. Right now, everyone's opinion is that it's going up. We'll find out later if that was just shorts covering or if everyone was buying the dip. So we'll talk more about that on the Don Fron Show. Again, this is Don Fron Trading. Everything's pre-recorded. Don Fron Show. I go live. There was not a Thursday video last week. Last week was just hectic. There will be one this week. So Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, there'll be videos on that channel. Let's get into the expected moves really quick. So first up, actually, Tesla expecting a $53 move. Hopefully it does $153 to the downside to make up for my Friday. Start from the top. SPY 817. What a small week. 870. I'll call it 880. Wow, for the Qs. We in the fours on IWM? Let's try that again. Wow, 478. So we're expecting nothing this week. I know this market basically revolves around the Fed at this point. Is this going to be the first week we actually stick inside these expected moves? That'd be interesting. Let's chart them out. Alright, so as you can see, that's why the bot is turned off, because we're just screaming outside we're getting out, the market's not as efficient. And as we talked about this last night, so Thursday night, Thursday we closed here. We're either reining it back in or we're going for it. We got the going for it part. So let's get to the daily. If we stay inside this week, I might turn the bot back on. Let's rock and roll. Alright, so SPY was 817. Here I am getting excited like I'm about to put that mouse somewhere. That was August 5th. So let me know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Were you anticipating short? You still in short? You riding that thing out? Like, do you think the bottom's in? Kind of hesitant to call that out, but one scenario I'm toying around with in the back of my mind is the bottom is in. The bottom and the top is in for a while. So if I'm right and that does pan out, this is a little early to say for now. We'll get close to all-time highs, and we'll get close to down here. That's a lot of swings. We might go a year and a half, 2 years, touching either one of these. Now, as a trader, that's going to be phenomenal. For those of you guys that aren't directional biased, not stuck to one thing, you're good. For dividends accounts, also good. For anybody buying the dip, once this settles out, we start to get, at this point, you can basically just chuck it right here in the halfway mark. right? So above this, we're just kind of maybe adding on a little bit if you like the dollar cost average. Below this, we're dollar cost averaging a little bit more. Really buying that dip. So as investments accounts, buying below that, the lower half will be good. Anyway, a little early for that, to be honest. Hopefully I'm right. Not looking forward to that as far as the investment account. Just to be clear, gosh, I did take some L's going short. This green is ramping up. It is not 2020 green. Some of you guys started out. That is your history. Like, you guys know that. That's something you're familiar with because you've seen it before. That's your own experience. I can tell you from my experience, which is a lot longer than 2020, we've seen green like this plenty of times. It does not mean all-time highs should be on the docket. That being said, I feel like I've been super bearish. Made some, lose some. A lot of my days I was like short in my trading account, just not doing well. Maybe I swung it, and then I'm like long the futures account just to hedge it. That's a tough battle, like, especially if this is your main income. Sorry, I gotta focus. So if that's you, man, I feel you. August 5th. I wonder how we're going to do this week. I don't even want to pretend to know we're going higher or lower. Not that I ever pretend to know the future. But I've done enough anticipating. Let me get in before the move. That is my style. A little just more how I trade in general. But definitely it was like touching the hot stove. Like, no, it's going to cool off any time now. Let me just rest my hand on this thing. I'll be okay. Just getting burned. Hang on. Let me just chart that one up there now. We can go 2 standard deviations down, and that's still an uptrend. How many of you guys are thinking it? Can we go 3? Nuke set to fly if that were the case. All of them just going for it. I know everyone loves to say there's money on the side. I don't know. The part that bugs me is we do have data, and it is that retail never really sold. Now, maybe there's just a lot of apes out there. If there's one thing they heard, don't sell. This is 4, 7. Come on. Maybe that's... I just find it hard to believe. And retail is such low-hanging fruit. Like, it's easy to play with people's emotions because they don't have the experience. They're just driven by emotions. Their whole life has taught them to do that. That's okay. But I look for that as far as like bottoms go or big trends. It just, when they start taking the easy candy, like, those are easy moves to read. So never getting that kind of has me on the side of, is it still going to happen? Kind of more on the defensive side, but nothing in the book says it has to at all. Maybe they just held through some crazy stuff, and that's that. If they've held through AMC and GME through all that moves up and down, they can handle 20% on SPY. If this was the whole ape crowd, 20% down for them is nothing. They're down much more than that. Like not to dig in anybody, but AMC and GME just moved that like a crypto account. Speaking of crypto, let's check that out real quick before we get out of here. Those are expected moves. SPY, IWM, QQQ. Remember, they're not support and resistance. They are things get crazy outside these levels. Now we got to see you, especially if you're in the ape crowd. You've heard of gamma squeezing. That's delta hedging. The gamma risk because of that is what causes that. So when we get outside to paint this picture, someone's got to come in and rein that back in. So start dropping short positions, or they got to start hedging for things that aren't accounted for and start buying. Like, let's say we get above, we're above here. It's time to bring that thing back in or start accounting for things outside. I have a video on this. It's called Total Technical Analysis. You can check it out. But getting outside this, smaller chance that we actually do. Again, it's a number I made up in my head, but just from like my experience, I'd chalk it up to 80%. We rein it back in, 20% we send it up. That 20% might sound small, but it's big enough to wreck some people if it's going in the wrong direction. So that's where when we get outside of this, warning flags, watch your P's and Q's, just be on your toes. Let's touch base. Haven't really got above that zone. I'll worry more about Bitcoin when it gets above that zone. Not until then. Again, I think we do touch this purple zone down here. What's that trend line? That'd be crazy. Especially with tags right there. This is the $10,000 mark. I told you guys that's my target. That's where I'm going. But I'm going to have limit order set at 14. Because I don't think I'm the only one thinking 10,000. And I bet that gets bought up quick. So you might, if you're thinking you're going to buy some Bitcoin at 10,000, that might be enough for you to set a limit order. But I'm going to start buying it at 14, 13, 12, 11, just in case. As far as Ethereum goes, so I would expect a rejection on Ethereum. So hitting those zones. If you guys think crypto moves the market, then I'd expect some red days in the market. It looks like rejection for now. But just for some very basic price action analysis, lesson, whatever you want to call it. Right now, we are inside this one candle. That's just a pullback. No trend has changed. Nothing. If you're bearish, you can call that a downtrend. Yeah, but if you're smart, you look at the previous candle and think, okay, we haven't even broken that. No trend has actually changed. What's the actual trend? Still up. So those red candles were the same pullback just like this, just followed by a green one. This red candle, he thought things were really kicking off. Never even got outside this. Once we finally did, got a little bit more of a surge up. So price action at its basics. I think if you guys got tricked last week and you were short and a bull just ran you over, get back to the basics and just really look at the chart. Look at the chart for what it is, not for what you want. Trade the charts you have and let your account reflect that. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here. I'll see you guys on the Don Fran Show.